Hello Scorpio rising. It's been a while since I've done a video, but here we are in Gemini season. Yay! So as a Scorpio rising, Gemini is your 8th house. Now, the 8th house is the house of intimate self. It's the house of shared resources with others. It's also the house of renewal or death and rebirth. So a lot of times you'll see the 8th house as associated with the death card. This just means that it is the house where we shed the old skin and we start something fresh, or we look into something new that's more authentic to ourselves. So when the sun moves through Gemini every year from mid-May to mid-June, it puts the spotlight or the energy on your deepest personal transformations. This brings out heightened joy and success through embracing your dual nature, your ability to die and be reborn. This is also about making harmonious decisions that are in alignment with your true intimate self. This is especially important in matters of intimacy, whether it's with yourself or with a partner, as well as financial matters, both your personal self-worth and self-value, financially, monetarily, and emotionally, as well as your shared resources with others, some kind of resource that you share with a group or with another person. This generally falls into like sharing finances with a partner. So right after the sun moved into Gemini on May 20th, on May 24th, Venus joined the sun in Gemini. Now Venus brings out an even more dynamic transformation of self, but this also has a lot of emphasis on relationship, because Venus is all about relationship and the 8th house is about intimate relationships. This is bringing out a lot of that dynamic transformation to your relationships, and specifically your intimate relationship or relationships. Now, this can be a time of intense, passionate connections, but you also need to be really versatile and really adaptable in those intense connections. This is a time to bring a harmonious approach to your shared resources and to any kind of intimacy you may be having. So Venus is all about love and harmony. So if there's been any kind of conflict in these areas of intimacy or your intimate partner relationships, and usually that has a lot to do with your shared resources or with your shared money, then you might be really feeling that harmony and that deep emotional rebirth through communicating these things, communicating with your partner, communicating about your intimacy or about your shared resources with your partner. That is what Venus is all about. And Venus joining Gemini, or the energy of communication, it's about communicating about these things. Now, a few days after Venus moves into Gemini, Jupiter also followed. So on May 26th, Jupiter also joined the Gemini party. Now, unlike the Sun and Venus that will be moving on into Cancer in a couple of weeks, Scorpio, Jupiter is a much bigger, much slower moving planet that takes a lot longer to get through a sign. So Jupiter will be in Gemini for a whole year. So from now until next June, you will be feeling the expansive nature of Jupiter. Jupiter brings growth and expansion. So for the next year, Scorpio rising, you will probably be feeling an expansion of that transformative growth, of your versatility, and of these lively connections when it comes to intimacy and shared resources. This is a time for you to really deepen your passion and your soul, to really work on who you are on an intimate level and on a deep personal level, on a physical level. What is it that you like? What is your pleasure? What brings you pleasure? What makes you feel good? What can you communicate with your partner to express what makes you feel good? Okay, so this is a lot about sex. This is a lot about personal intimacy. And it's about creating harmonious choices and having enlightening experiences that can enhance that intimate self and that harmony with who you are, and feeling comfortable in your own skin, pretty much. I think of Scorpio as like, this is where you shed that old skin, and this is where you can come into a new, fresh skin. So just a few days ago on June 3rd, Mercury also moved into Gemini. So this Gemini house, your 8th house, is just really packed full of Gemini energy right now. Scorpio. Now, because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, this energy is doubled. With Mercury moving into Gemini, it is an amplification of that energy. So it is bringing even more powerful communication, powerful intellect into areas of your deep personal transformation. This is bringing about really lively conversations that have to do with passion with yourself, with passion with your partner. This is also about rebirth. The 8th house is the house of regeneration. So what is it that you need to let die? What needs to die off in regards to your personal intimacy, intimate partnership, or shared resources in order to allow for rebirth to take place, in order for a new life to come forward? That is the energy of the 8th house. It's like the phoenix that dies off into the ashes and then rises again from that death, from those ashes. So this is the energy that you're experiencing right now, Scorpio rising. Now, these lively conversations about passion and about a personal rebirth, these will bring out your skills in managing these intense emotions. This is a time for you to learn to use your emotional intelligence to help yourself. This is also going to bring out even more intense emotions regarding your intimate connections. So just know that this intensity that you might be feeling right now within your partnership is all about soul and spiritual growth. Now, on June 6th, which is the day that I'm recording this, there is a new moon in Gemini. So, in addition to Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and the Sun, the moon has also moved into Gemini temporarily. The moon moves quickly. It's only in a sign for a day and a half or so. But during this new moon, it is in Gemini. Now, new moons are times of refreshing, fresh starts, new chapters, trying something new. It's not the height of the full moon where that energy is about to burst, but it's the beginning where it's just getting started. So for this new moon, this is a time for you to really take a deep dive into your emotions, into your intimate self. This is a time for starting fresh or experiencing that rebirth, really saying goodbye and letting go of whatever it is that is not working for you in your intimate life anymore, or your life with your partner or shared resources, and starting something new. So this is a time for you to embrace really profound new connections in both your intimate self, your love life, and your partnership when it comes to resources. So Scorpio rising, I hope that's helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.